Hi budget babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here or returning, my name is Julia Creations. Oh my goodness, today. I'm gonna be packing orders. I'm waiting for my calculators to get in. I have over 100 orders to pack here right now, guys, which thank you so much. But as I was packing or gonna pack these orders, I'm about to write thank you notes and prep while I'm waiting for the inventory to get here. It should be here in the next few hours. I wanted to have a conversation with my budget babes here, which is a little bit different from my normal content. I wanted to talk about who I am as Julia Creations. As I'm growing, I think a lot of people don't really know who like I am, which some of you guys do know my story or why I started my business or why I teach people how to budget. But as I'm starting to slowly expand, I want to come and tell my story again. I don't think I put it on my YT channel yet. I just want to know, as my brand is expanding, as my channel is growing bigger, I wanted people to know who the face is behind. A lot of you guys see my hands more than you see my face. Some of you guys come to the live. Some of you guys know who I am. But I wanted to have a conversation just for all my new budget babes, or just any of my budget babes that may have been here and you really haven't got to know why I do what I do. So I'm gonna be talking about that today, guys, as I'm prepping orders. If you hear any movement, it's my dogs in the background playing. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. And I do have some new products that I'm gonna be exposing in this video, so you guys will be seeing first dibs of the new products that are coming out. So it's a little bit of some secrets coming in here, some all of that. So let's get. All right, you guys, I was just getting my other YT video edited. I keep saying YT. I'm so used to saying YT because of our TikTok lives. But I just want to introduce myself once again for everyone that's coming in. So guys, my name is Julia. I go by Julia Creations. I started Julia Creations about 3 years ago. So I started my business in 2020. But what got me into budgeting was based in high school. So when I was 15, I got my first job working at McDonald's. I was saving up to buy a car. When I got my first job, I knew that I lost my mom when I was pretty young, so I didn't really have any financial support from my father. I couldn't really go out with friends and be able to afford anything. I was always like, I can't even explain it, but I was always the friend who wouldn't be, wouldn't be able to get anything, wouldn't be able to go out. Even at being 15, middle schoolers, kids our age, we were going out to the malls. We were going and buying things. I grew up in a very suburban neighborhood where everyone was getting like cars, clothes, whatever they wanted, their parents got. So me and my dad, I never really grew up with my dad. I moved with my dad when my mom passed away at 12. So this is 3 years into living in my dad's house, and I finally was able to get my first job. So when I got my first job, I was saving to get a car. A car was the main priority there. I was walking to work. I was biking to work. I was taking Ubers to work. Literally walking 5 miles on the days I didn't have school on the weekends before I even saved up to get a bike. I was walking to work 5 miles a day, y'all. 5 miles a day I was walking to work to get to McDonald's. So I was saving to get my car. Sorry, y'all. I just feel so awkward talking to a camera. I'm still adjusting to this, but I was saving to get my car at the time, and I would work at McDonald's literally like there was no child labor laws. Like looking back at this as I'm reflecting, I was really working so much. So I was able to save $6,000, and I bought my first car all cash. I'm gonna insert a picture of me and my baby that worked so hard for it to get, and I still have this car to this day. And ever since I was able to save the $6,000, I was like, okay, I can budget and save while I'm in high school. I can get out of here and move out. So my goal was when I was 18 to save to move out and possibly save to go to school. So by the time I was 16, I had 2 jobs. I was working at Target, and I was also working at McDonald's. So anytime I would max out my hours at Target, because Target was a little stricter, I would go work at McDonald's. And now that I sit back and look at this, y'all, it's crazy to think how much I was working. I was still passing out my grades. I'm gonna insert like images so you guys can see like little clips of me like at work, and I have like pictures of my schedules on there. I was working so hard. I was saving. I really wanted to be stable. and it made me grow up really fast. So a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, you're so young. I'm 22 now. So I was doing all of this managing money when I was in high school. I was saving 50% of my checks. When I was working at McDonald's, I would put 50% in my savings, 50% towards like my spending money. Bentley. Sorry guys, I'm talking to my dog. Towards my spending money, and then vice versa. When I got the job at Target, I would put everything I made from Target, since I made more money there, I would put that strictly in my savings account. And then like 50% of the McDonald's I would put in my savings account. The other 50% would go to like my spending. So by the time I was 18, I was able to move out. I had enough money saved to move out. A lot of you guys always ask me, did I take any financial classes? I am not a financial advisor. I just talk about budgeting and clients, and we're going to talk about what got me into creating my own planners and what got me into teaching people how to budget or taking clients. So by the time I get to 18, I quit working at McDonald's. I started working at Target. I was still working at Target, and I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings. So I wanted to start getting tips so I could save even more money to move out. So by the time I was 18, I turned 18 during the school year. My birthday's in the fall. I was able to get my first credit card. So if you guys watched the video, I'm going to insert it here. It's a video of me talking about credit cards. I talk about my relationship with my credit card that was able to help me build an 800 credit score as I'm 22 now. That's what got me into building my credit, how I started building my credit, whatever the case may be. So when I turned 18, I moved out. I moved to a whole nother state. I started a whole nother life. And I moved out with more money than my father. So when it got to this point, I saved up enough money to go to school, and I was deciding if I even wanted to go to college. If you guys remember, when I graduated, which was 2020, it's when COVID, the pandemic, first happened. So when I moved out of state, I transferred both of my jobs. I transferred Target. I transferred Buffalo Wild Wings. So after transferring those jobs over, I decided with the money that I saved, I was going to invest into a business. But I also do want to say another thing that did help me with money management. I took one personal finance class in high school that wasn't required. It was elective, and we briefly talked about budgeting and taxes. I feel like this should be required in all schools. So hopefully in the near future, we can make it mandatory for every single school. For you to graduate, you need to take a personal finance class. We like hovered over it due to the fact that school started to become online for us due to COVID. So that was something else that kind of, sparked my brain. But I was already doing all of this because I was working 2 jobs throughout high school. And I'm also going to post the video of me talking about budgeting and managing my checks with the timestamp when I was in high school, so you guys can see that as well. So I'm going to put that there, and you guys can watch that, and then we'll come back. The reason I divide my checks and I give my checkings the least amount, because let's say, I'm going to just be honest with you. My McDonald's check was about $200. That's money for me to go to myself. So that's gas, that's my little wants, and that's it. The rest of the money goes to my savings, because it's better to have money saved than to spend it all at once. And I know it's hard. It takes a lot of self-control. But if you save your money and you plan it out and you budget for the rest of the week what you need money for. My gas tank empties about once a week, and it only costs me $13. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm only need $26 for my gas. Now, the rest of my money I spend on food. So I have to come with a budget. When I go to Chipotle every other day, that's $8. That's $8. So add it up. You have to learn how to manage your money if you want to have savings. But yeah, so by the time I turned 18, I graduated high school. I moved out of my dad's house completely. Instead of putting the money that I had to go to school, I used it to start my business. So in 2020, I started Jalea Creations LLC, which is my business. This is everything you see now. The first products I ever started selling was my makeup bags that you guys can see on my place of business at JaleaCreations.com. I started selling makeup bags, keychains, just a lot of stuff that I thought was super cute. And, I thought it was something I wanted to do, like something kind of like bougie on a budget, but cute. But as I was doing my business, my passions just started to change. As you're growing and, you're doing things for a year at a time, I'm just going to be honest, a lot of the stuff I was selling from my makeup bags, those were really a personal touch to me. I was selling things that were trending. I was like, oh, okay, keychains. I'm going to sell self-defense keychains. I'm going to sell AirPod cases because we all have AirPods. We want cute cases. But as my business was growing, and I was just like, no, I don't want to sell that anymore. I'm not passionate about it. So a lot of you guys always ask me when I'm starting a business, what's something you regret? And it's not necessarily a regret because it built me up, but you want to do what you genuinely like to do. So one day, I will never forget this, back in it was basically the end of 2020, we're going into 2021. My cousin literally texted me, or he called me. We were on the phone. I was just getting over having COVID. We were on the phone and I was kind of out of work. I wasn't working as much. I was still running my business at the time, but my business wasn't making me enough where I could go full-time entrepreneur yet. I had a lot in my savings still, but based off just my budget, just living, I didn't want to just live off my savings. I was doing investments, seeing how my business was working, seeing if this is something I wanted to do full time. So my cousin hit me up and he said, hey, Jalea, the budget you gave to me helped me save $5,000. When he told me that, I kid you not, I literally just start like shaking. And I got like this ding, you know, the little ball. I'm gonna put a sound effect, ding, in your head. And I said, you know what? I want to make my own budget planners. I want to make my own budget planners. So that day, I sat up on my computer. I took a piece of paper and I actually sketched out how I wanted the planner to look. So I sketched out how I wanted the planner to look. And then eventually I figured out how to digitalize it and bring it to life. So after that, and I mean, guys, I created the planner in a span of maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks is probably the longest it took between doing research, figuring out how to make a planner, hitting up manufacturers, getting a sample made, and then having the physical planner. After I got my planner, the sample, we started getting them in bulk, and I did my first launch. And I just remember putting them on TikTok. I was just so excited. I was like, I don't know what the girlies are gonna think. And at the time, nobody had budget planners on TikTok. Nobody was selling budget planners. There were just like a lot of cash stuffing things going on, which there's nothing wrong with it. But when I dropped the planner, I just felt so excited. Like I was so happy. I just remember being like, damn, I budgeted when I was in high school. This is what I want to do. So, you know, we dropped the planners. The launch went really good. After I launched the planners, I wind up going on live and teaching people how to budget. So I would sit on live for hours a day, and we would actually use planners. I still have a stack full of planners that are literally 100% filled out from the very first planner we ever dropped, which is my baby. This is the first planner I ever dropped. So after the success of the launch of the pink planner, we went through and we had made a different color. So, you know, the budget babes, after like seeing what people were requesting, word of mouth, people were like, can you make purple, can you make blue, you know, vice versa. We made another budget planner. We made purple and we made blue. And then we also made bundles. That's where you got the budget bundles from. That's how. And I was like, okay, well, if we're going to be making cute little calculators, highlighters, what is something you're going to be using when you're already going to be writing your budget down? So not only that, but let me take it back to, before we get to those other colors, let's talk about the lives. I didn't really even get into the live here. Before we had, we used to write in the piece of papers here. We used to actually write in a planner. I would print out laminated sheets and we would do our budget on live. And it's so crazy to say this or think about this now because this feels so ancient ago. If you are still writing with me from when you seen me printing out these pieces of paper and laminating them, I love you guys. Thank you for being around this journey. It's just, I met so many uplifting people. I got to help so many clients. I would teach people how to budget for free on live, which I still do. I'm going to put the times that I am on live during the night time, so you guys can always come to the lives. If you're part of the YouTube family and don't know about TikTok, I'll put the time we go in there, and I'll also put my TikTok in there. So we would do budgets on live. I now laminated a planner, which has the example in here. As you can see, I made changes to the planner. This is the first original planner that came out. The sizing is way bigger, but yeah. So after that, we made more colors. The purple, the pink, the blue came out, and as you can see, we're just growing, expanding. I have so many more budget babes. I have loyal budget babes that come to the live every single night, which is crazy to believe. But all of this started from just what I went through in my life. If I didn't go through, I grew up in a very traumatic household that forced me to grow up early, forced me to learn how to budget my money, forced me to learn how to save, forced me to not really be codependent on anyone. So it kind of put me in this space of being really good at finances. So fast forward back to what I said about never taking a personal finance class. It's crazy because I can get people out of debt like out of nowhere. I don't know. Never watched anyone budget. I've never watched any classes other than the one I took in high school. For some reason, people just give me their numbers and I just do it. I've always done it that way off the top of my head on live. So it's just it means a lot to me as I'm steady growing and we're expanding here. I wanted you guys to know who I was before. Like, why does this lady do this? Why does she teach us? And it's mainly because I don't want anyone to struggle financially when the resources can be here. I don't want to charge you an arm and a leg to teach you how to budget. I already know how to budget. So that's why you don't just see me do my budget on YouTube. You do see me do my budget. I show my budget, but I also ask clients for permission to repost me doing their budget or whatever the case is. So anybody that can be in the same position. I've never personally been in debt. So I know a lot of you guys are struggling with debt. But, you know, there's a light at the end of every single tunnel, and I hope after I do your budget or after we have these conversations or after you start your budget journey, you feel more confident and you feel happier. I've taken so many clients out of debt. I'm going to post some results here. And I just want to keep helping. I want to continue to grow. Of course, I sell my own budget products, which can help you start your budget journey and whatever the case may be with that. But at the end of the day, the goal is for you to feel financially secure. I am now 22 years old. I've been living on my own for some time now, and I can afford anything I need. And that feeling is nice. And that was before I had a business that, you know, which I'm blessed, very grateful to have my business be my full-time job. But before this became my reality, I was still working. I was working really hard. And I had to work 2 jobs and I had to just figure things out without really any support from a parent. I don't get any support from my father. So it just helped me become who I am. So everything I went through is what got me here teaching you guys. So that is my story. I hope that gives you a little bit more insight of who I am. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know below in the comment section. But yeah, this is why I do what I do. I want other people to feel confident in their finances. I do have a few surprises for the YouTube family that you guys haven't seen yet. So I'm going to do my little unboxing here. But I wanted to do that little talk. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight on who I am. And then I wanted to talk about the new planner I'm going to be dropping for my budget bros. And I also had some stuff that I got from the wholesale market. I'm going to show you guys. So we're going to see what I have here. Hold on. All right, you guys. So this is the new budget planner I'm going to be dropping. This is called our Budget Bro Planner. So as I've been growing and I noticed a lot of the planners, they're a little bit more on the girly side. I feel like men didn't feel so invited. I did think when I made a blue one, it may invite more men. We did drop a couples bundle back last year with, it was a blue pink planner or blue and blue, purple and blue, whatever you wanted to do to match it together for you and your partner or whoever you wanted to start your budget journey with. I did have that here, but you know, men were still giving me feedback saying they don't feel like it was as inviting. So I came out with this black planner, which is called it just says budget planner on it, but we're calling it the Budget Bro Planner. So this planner hopefully will invite more men to the budget community. I wanted to make it a little bit more exciting for them, give them something to look forward to as well. I do have couple bundles coming out here on February 6th that you and your significant other can invest into. This planner is very similar to the planner I already have now. You have your affirmations, your weekly budget here. I do want to put a quick disclaimer. It's not going to be glossy how it is now. This is literally just my example, but you have your notes page, your calendar page here, your weekly budget or your monthly budget, your weekly budget as well. Then you'll have your bill payments page, your 2 expense tracker pages, your debt tracker, your what actually happens for the month page, your savings tracking jar, your notes page, and then your monthly reflection page. And then it's going to repeat for 12 months. And then you'll also have a glossary in the back if you are new to budgeting as well. So you guys, these are the budget planners that will be dropping here. They will come with the bundle. I'm gonna show you guys what the bundle looks like when we get the rest of the pieces. I do have a mystery product that's gonna be in here as well. So I'm so excited for you guys to see this when it comes out. So on my budget bros, hopefully this is more inviting for you. I know some of you guys still have invested in the planner anyway, the blue one, just because you didn't care, you like the way it looks, but I did make this just in case you wanted something that was a little bit more not as, you know, a little bit more on the masculine side. So we have those, and then I will show you guys the 3 pens that will come with the bundle for those, which are going to be these as well. But yes, budget babes, so that's the new planner that's going to be coming out, which I'm excited, which hopefully will invite more men. And then also, guys, we did restock the calculators, so you could check those out. And then I do have our highlighters, our new glitter highlighters that will be coming out here. This is what they look like as well. So these will also be a part of our February launch. But you guys, I'm going to do the rest of this video of me just working so you guys can watch. I'm going to be just writing down thank you notes, putting these orders with each order here, and then I'm going to wrap up this vlog. So I'll see you guys in a little bit if you're going to stay tuned and watch that. But hopefully this video was just something a little bit different to see, and then I will show you guys when I go get my inventory and my unboxing my inventory.